everyone, welcome to our webinar. We're here to talk with Dr. Myesa Mahoney about the Diploma of Criminology and Criminal Justice. So let me tell you a little bit about Griffith College before we get into introducing Myesa. So Griffith College is a pathway to Griffith University. It is actually the equivalent of the first year. So you'll come into campus, so you'll be on campus at Macrobat and the Gold Coast, or the Gold Coast, sorry. You'll study the same subjects as the first year of the university bachelor degree, and once you pass your diploma, you're actually entitled to progress directly into the second year of the bachelor program. So I've actually got a little video that we'll put together for you to show you. Now let me just share this screen. Oops, did I share that one? Nope, I did not. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see our presentations here. I've just got a video for you. So as you saw in the video, we've got two campuses. We're located on Griffith University campus in Mount Gravatt, which is in Brisbane. Brisbane is the capital of Queensland. Its population is around 2.3 million, really sunny weather, really livable outdoor lifestyle, and a really cultural diverse population. So a lot of our residents, about 25% or 28% actually, are born overseas. So for those of you who are coming from overseas, like you'll be amongst lots of different people from lots of different nationalities. So this is an aerial shot of Brisbane. And as you can see, the Mount Gravatt campus is about 11 kilometres away from the city. So it's about 15 minutes by car. There is also a Griffith University campus at Nathan, which is just across the freeway from where Mount Gravatt is. And they've also got a campus right in town at South Bank. So they have their arts programs there. Our second campus is at the Gold Coast. So we opened our Gold Coast campus in 2012. The Gold Coast is a smaller city. It's located on the beaches. We have about 500,000 people in the Gold Coast. Again, really sunny weather, really great outdoor lifestyle. We've got about 70 kilometres of beaches at the Gold Coast. So yeah, amazing lifestyle here. But there's also rainforests and bushwalking and things like that. So it is actually quite a diverse lifestyle that you can have here at the Gold Coast. So here's an aerial shot of our campus at the Gold Coast. So you can see Griffith College, and I'll just get my little pointer out. So you can see Griffith College here. the Gold Coast campus, there's a light rail into the Surfers Paradise, which is where most people have heard of. That's our most famous beach at Surfers Paradise. And there's also the rest of the university campus here. So you're right amongst it on campus. There's lots of food outlets and the library and everything. So it's definitely one of the benefits of studying at Griffith College is that you're on the Griffith University campus, you have access to their facilities, and you really are part of their community from day one. So for those of you who are not familiar with Brisbane and the Gold Coast, they're actually an hour apart. So Brisbane is actually 1 hour by car north of the Gold Coast. It's also connected by a student bus, so it's about $5 between the two campuses. And from Mount Gravatt and Nathan campus is also a free inter-campus bus. There's a rail network that connects the two cities as well, so you can get the train. If you live in Brisbane and study at the Gold Coast, you can get the train, and then the light rail that connects you to the Gold Coast campus directly. So as I mentioned before, Griffith College is a great pathway option if you're wanting to study at Griffith University. Our programs are actually equivalent to the first year, so you're studying the same subject matter as the university students, but you're studying it in a more supportive learning environment. So let me tell you a little bit about Griffith College. So we've actually been a partner with Griffith University for over 21 years. As I said, you're on campus from day one. So our lecture sizes are actually capped at 50 students and our tutorial sizes are capped at 25 students. So you won't be walking into a lecture theatre of 400 students on your first day. It's actually a great way if you haven't studied for a while or if you're a bit nervous about coming to university. This is a great introduction to higher education in a smaller, more nurturing environment. So just to give you a bit more information about our pathway options. So as you can see, we actually have a foundation program that's equivalent to our Year 12. So if you haven't studied the equivalent of Australian Year 12, that's a good option for you to springboard into higher education. Our diploma program is actually equivalent to the first year of the bachelor degree. So once you finish your diploma, you'll move directly into second year for most of our pathway programs. We also offer an associate degree, which is for Diploma of Commerce and Diploma of Hotel Management students. And our Master's qualifying program is for those students who are studying overseas and they've completed a bachelor program that perhaps isn't recognised here in Australia. And if you do the Master's qualifying program, that'll qualify you to then move into the Master's degrees at Griffith University. So that's the program, so the pathway offering that we have here at Griffith College. So let me give you a little bit more information now about the student support services that we offer here. So student welfare, we have full-time staff here on both campuses, and they're here. You can make appointments with them to talk to them about homesickness, or if you're lonely, or if you're having financial problems, some concerns about family and friends, or even health, and they'll be able to counsel you or direct you to other support services at the university that may be more relevant to you. Our student support for academic is we have 2 full-time staff members on both campuses. So if you are studying an assignment and you're not sure if you're answering the question properly, you can make an appointment with our student learning advisors and they can walk you through an assignment help. They run workshops. They have the student mentor program. So we have mentors on site for both campuses where you can meet with students who have done the subjects that you're currently studying, and they can offer their advice about how they got through the subject and perhaps how they tackled certain problems. We have disability support. We have language development for those of you who are coming from overseas and English is not your first language. We have a dedicated language support staff member here on campus who can help you with assignment help or exam studying if you're not sure how to study an exam. So we are quite mindful that the Australian education system is quite different to how other countries operate in education systems. So we like to help our students to make sure that they understand what's expected of them as a student here at Griffith College. So on average, our students, our Griffith College students, graduate from the university with a higher GPA than those students who actually start the first year at the university. So most of our students, so over 95% of our students actually do progress on to the university. So we've got really high pass rates And we've actually done surveys to say that the students who do come through the college excel. So it's definitely a great pathway option for you. For those of you who are coming from interstate or overseas, we do actually have an accommodation search assistance function. So we can help you find accommodation both on campus and off campus, and we also have a homestay operations where you can live with an Australian family and participate in their family activities. So some of them will have food and utilities included, but our off-campus share accommodation is generally just rent. So the approximate cost for the accommodation here in Brisbane or the Gold Coast for a share house off campus, depending on your lifestyle, can be anywhere from say $150 right up to $400, depending on what sort of house that you live in. So generally share house accommodation, there is multiple bedrooms and you would have your own private bedroom, but you would share kitchen and bathroom facilities. On-campus accommodation is self-catered or semi-catered and is right on campus. So it's really convenient here at the Gold Coast and at Mount Gravatt. It means that you don't have to have transport, so that's also a cost that you don't have to worry about. So for on-campus accommodation, it's around $330 to $370, depending on the room type and the campus that you're at. So they've got slightly different costs. All of this information is available on our website. Oh, there you go. There you can see it's one of the images of our on-campus accommodation at Mount Gravatt, I believe that is. And you can see the costings there. So on-campus accommodation. So depending on which campus and which room style that you choose. So some of the off-campus accommodation is actually privately managed. So we do work with a lot of real estate agents here in Brisbane and the Gold Coast, so we can help recommend a search function for you to find someone. And then homestay is when you live with an Australian family. It's a great way to meet other people and know how Australians live. And also it means that you don't have to worry about providing other bills because your internet and food is already included. So to give you a bit of a background on the type of students we have here at Griffith College, we're actually getting close to 50% Australian, 50% international students. So you will actually be studying with a really diverse mix of students here at the college. And differing by program, but Diploma of Criminology is actually a lot of domestic students, so you'll have a lot of Australian students studying in there with you. So that's something different to some of the other pathway colleges that are around. They're mostly all international students. We think that the mix of domestic and international students is really beneficial for our students to practice their English, obviously, with the domestic students, and also get to know how Australians learn. So it's definitely beneficial to mix in with them. So let me give you a bit of information about the university now. So Griffith University is actually ranked in the top 2 or 3% of universities worldwide. They're actually really strong in research. They were the first university to have environmental studies and Asian studies in Australia. So they're very forward thinking for a young university. They're turning 50, I believe, next year. Really important one though, if you see down the bottom here, is this 5 stars for graduate employability. So that's really important for when you're looking for a university and you're looking for a job after you finish studying, to know that the Griffith University will actually prepare you really well for future employment. So here's a little bit about the other programs that we offer here at Griffith College. So we can see we can have a diploma in arts and communication, commerce, our criminology, which we're going to talk about today, design, engineering, healthcare, health sciences. Health sciences goes into a whole range of different programs, hotel management, information technology, science, social and psychological science, our foundation program that I said was equivalent to year 12, and then the associate degree and the master's qualifying program. So we're here to talk about criminology and law, and I have with me Dr. Myesa Mahoney. She's going to join us now. So welcome, Myesa.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So Myesa's going to tell us a little bit about herself. So she's actually got a doctorate in criminology, so that's pretty exciting. So I'll get her to tell a little bit about herself, and then I'll get you to talk us through the program and some of the subjects that the students will be studying, if that's okay.
Yeah, so my name is Dr. Myesa Mahoney. I am from America. I've got a PhD in Criminology, Law and Society from the University of California, Irvine. I also have a bachelor's degree in psychology. So I've got a really wide range of social science background to draw on.
Amazing. All right, let's get into the program, Myesa. So if you can tell us a little bit about the pathways, I guess, that most of our students go to from the Diploma of Criminology and what they end up studying at Griffith University.
Yeah, so most of our students in the diploma program get their diploma in criminology and go straight into the Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice. However, that's not the only path they can choose. You can choose to go into the Bachelor of Laws as well, or you can choose to go into a dual degree, like Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice and a Bachelor of Psychology. And there are several different dual degrees that you can gain entry into at Griffith University.
Excellent. And the English requirements for the Diploma of Criminology?
Yeah, I believe we're set at a 5.5 IELTS score.
Yeah, excellent. And what sort of progression do they need to have? So is there any progression requirements that they need to have before they move into the bachelor degree?
Nope, we just need to complete all 80 credit points in the diploma program.
Yep.
And that includes 7 criminology courses and a course on academic and professional skills. Yep. And they can move straight into the second year of the Bachelor of Criminology. Now,
excellent.
If students are interested in moving into law, then they can move into the first year of law with 40 credit points. But going into the Bachelor of Criminology, you get 80 credit points.
So you get the full.
That's your full first year. We offer the same courses as the university, just with smaller class sizes.
Awesome. So upcoming trimester dates. So our next intake, so most of you have actually got offers for trimester 2, which starts in June. So as you can see there, orientation actually starts on the 17th of June with classes starting the week after. And we also have an October entry for criminology, which is really convenient. So if you wanted to study, start, like a lot of the universities are only semesters. So we actually offer the full range of courses over the summer period, which means that you can fast track and do your diploma in 8 months, which is great. Let's go. Oh. Okay. Did anyone have any questions? It looks like we might have a couple coming through on the chat line. So Myesa, can you tell me how many hours a week students would spend in class?
Yeah, so your full-time load, you'd be taking 4 classes a trimester.
Yep.
Each class meets for about 4 hours a week per class. So that's about 16 hours a week you'll spend in the classroom.
Yep.
We try to spread the classes out on different days so that you don't have 8 full hours of class on one day. So you probably want to be on campus or plan to be on campus for at least 4 days out of the week.
Sure.
And the hours, we give you 10 credit points per class. So that means 4 hours are spent in the classroom, and we associate about 6 hours that students would need to do outside of the classroom, individual work or research.
Yeah, so that's per week.
Per week, yeah. So you're looking at, if you're taking 4 classes or 40 credit points, that's about a 40-hour work week. That's kind of a full-time job.
Kind of what we're doing here, yeah, absolutely. So can you tell us a little bit about the staff that teach? I mean, I heard that we've actually got an active policeman on staff, which is kind of exciting.
We do. We have some very educated staff and very experienced teachers. One of our lecturers, Greg Stevenson, is an active member of the police force. He works for the Queensland Police Service. He's currently seconded and working as a director in the Crime and Corruption Commission. So he's got about 30 years of policing experience that he brings to the role. Cool. He's also got a master's degree and is pursuing a PhD. So he's quite an achiever.
Wow.
But he loves being in the classroom, which is great for students. We've got people from a range of different backgrounds, like psychology. One of our instructors has a master's degree in psychology, and she teaches the Intro to Forensic Science class. I myself am teaching into the program, and I've got a PhD in criminology. Yeah. And we've got several students who are pursuing their PhDs in criminology and law at the moment.
Excellent. We've just got another question here. What's the difference between a tutorial and a lecture?
Okay, so your tutorial is going to be the time when you sit in a smaller group of students, so usually about 25, yep. And you'll be one-on-one with your tutor. And this is where you get to discuss the things that you talked about in lecture. You get to have some group discussion in class. You get to work on planning your assignments. You get to really go over the things that you may not have had time to contribute to during the lecture. The lecture is a 2-hour block where your lecturer gives you the information. So this is more of a passive learning time, whereas tutorial would be more of an active learning time.
Okay, so that's where you do your group work, because group work features quite heavily in Australian education. So
it does.
Yeah.
We have another question here about the types of classes you can take in the Diploma of Criminology.
Yes.
So we offer 7 criminology classes, including Introduction to Criminology, Law, Police, Courts, and Criminal Law, Homicide.
That sounds scary.
They don't teach you how to do homicide.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
And Intro to Forensic Science. The homicide class is very popular with students. So this class is taught by Greg Stevenson, our detective policeman, who was a homicide detective for about 12 years. So he takes you through real life cases, through the court cases from the arrest to the conviction, and tells you how the police went about it, what happened in court, and how a homicide investigation operates from 360 degrees.
Wow.
So it's a very interesting class, and students love the course content, and they feel like they really get a lot out of it. Getting a peek into that world of what do homicide detectives really do.
So where do a lot of the students who have come through the diploma and studied the bachelor, where do they end up working?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, because it seems like a very specialized field, criminology.
Yeah.
But when you have a degree in criminology, you can go on and do different things. I know students personally who have gone on to get the dual degree with Health and Human Services, and they're now working in a social work environment. So not necessarily like medical social work, but working within youth services, working within child and family services. Some have even pursued some jobs in youth justice. I've got a former student from Griffith College who went on to graduate from Griffith University, who's now doing an internship in research for the Queensland Police Service. So she's very happy in her position, and I get her to come back and talk to the students all the time. There are plenty of students who want to go on and join the police.
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful background for them to have here, and to know how the justice system works before just entering the police force and not really having an idea how the whole system works.
Sure.
We've also had students go on to complete honors degrees with a big focus on research and criminology, as well as go on to law. So I've got several students right now who are finishing up their law degrees, and I can't wait to see where they go next.
Oh, cool. Do you have many students doing, there's a Bachelor of Forensics over at Griffith University. So there's an opportunity for students to do like a Bachelor of Forensics and diploma, the Bachelor of Criminology.
There is. That is one of the dual degrees that's set up with a Bachelor of Criminology. So you can get a Bachelor of Criminology, Criminal Justice, and a Bachelor of Forensic Science. So that's bringing both social science and hard sciences together. There is a bit of a requirement to have a science background here. But if you don't, and you maintain a really good GPA, say 5.0 or higher, you can apply for the dual degree program, and they will admit you there. So the classes you're looking at for forensic science would be like biochemistry, toxicology, biology, and those associated types of classes.
We've just got another question here about textbooks. Do they have to buy them? And if they do, how much do they cost?
Well, that's a very good question. For some classes in criminology, you will need a textbook. Now, we all as teachers know that textbooks are expensive. We know that it's not always the first choice of a student to buy a textbook, so we try when we can to not force a person to buy a textbook, but instead to give maybe online readings or give research articles that have been published that are really relevant to the class material. But for the classes where we do assign a textbook, it's usually because that book will say it in a much better way than we could give in lecture. It's used as a supplement to your learning.
But they can get some of them from the library, right?
Yes, we do. We have some on hold at the library for students. They can check them out. A lot of books now have e-versions.
Yeah, okay.
So for about half the price, a student can access an e-version or a PDF or an e-book version of that textbook and use it on their computers or iPads or however they want to engage with it.
Okay. So the Diploma of Criminology is offered at both Brisbane and the Gold Coast campuses now, so that's a new development.
Yeah.
If a student studies, they start at Brisbane and they decide that they really want to work and live down the Gold Coast, can they just change?
Well, obviously we want them to kind of have an idea in the beginning.
Yeah.
But if they're finding, wow, I think I really like the life on the Gold Coast better,
Yep.
then they would just need to meet with me and talk about the reasons. And
Sure.
yeah, it's definitely an option.
And they could study their Bachelor in Brisbane and their diploma in Brisbane and their Bachelor at the Gold Coast, or vice versa.
Yeah,
right?
it's the same school, the same
Yep.
classes being offered on different campuses.
Perfect. Doesn't look like we've got any other questions here. Is there anything else that you think students need to know about the Diploma of Criminology before they decide? Or
Yeah, so some students come in and they say, oh, I like the idea of criminology. It just sounds so exciting. But don't maybe not have a good idea of what criminology actually is. So let me give you a bit of a recap. Criminology is a social science. So we're talking about looking at real interdisciplinary study of law, of justice, of why people commit crimes, of what we do when people commit crimes, how we punish, and how we ultimately want to make the world a better place. Most students will go out into the world and work with people. So we've been focusing a lot lately on our degree, thinking about skills in the workplace and what kind of skills would you need?
Yeah.
Well, we need to be able to communicate well. We need to be able to think critically about problems and how we're going to approach them.
Yeah.
And we're really trying to build in the diploma program this idea that we should focus on skills and keeping that social science and that interdisciplinarity in mind. And it's not so much just an intro to policing. This isn't the degree just for people who want to go into the police, although it is good, but it has so much more to it. So I think that's kind of a good overview. And it's not just like CSI. There's a lot more to criminology.
I know we might lose some people now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your students, Myesa, are always so forthright at graduation. We've had a lot of criminology student speakers. They love the program. They love all the teaching staff. So if you guys want to have a look at our social channels, we actually have quite a few videos of criminology students who have graduated, especially on our Facebook channel and YouTube. So check them out. And you'll be able to see some of the students talking about their experience here at Griffith College studying criminology. So next steps, basically, if you have an offer for Griffith College to study in June or October or even February next year, the next steps for you guys to take is to read through that offer letter and accept. So if you wanted to accept and come join us here at Griffith College, just sign that acceptance form and send it back to admissions@griffithcollege.edu.au, and they'll be able to process your acceptance, and then you'll start receiving information. So if you're June, we'll be starting our orientation information. So orientation's on June 17. We'd love to see you there. Yeah, so we can't wait to meet you, basically.
We can't wait to meet you and to build relationships with you. That's what university is all about. And starting at the college is a great way to go. And it's a great pathway to the university. I know, because I've worked at lots of universities, and this is where I like to work the best.
Well, I know your students are always really very high in praise. So yeah, they love talking about their experience here. So yeah, definitely recommend it. And if you've got any questions, please contact us after the webinar. But thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and we will chat to you soon. Bye.